Chapter 22 Equals in Revenge. It had been 4 years since Chomper left Ruby in the Great Valley. Indeed, even though Chomper hadn't kept in touch, he was very much alive. With Rex and Thud by his side, Chomper shapeshifted often to keep anyone from knowing who he was. They found an Immortan follower who lingered around the Great Valley, perhaps was spying for the Immortan. Unaware he was being trailed, Chomper attacked and slammed the male into the wall with his powers, pinning and keeping him there. The male shivered. "Don't kill me, please, dark spirit." "Don't worry, I need someone to deliver a message to the Immortan." Chomper looked the frightened male over. "Tell Immortan the ghost of Chomper will come for him." "So it's true, Chomper was killed." "Yes, now his soul wanders the earth, looking for the one who ended him." Chomper was able to make his body transparent, eyes glowing as if he were a spirit instead of a living, breathing being. "Go. My soul won't rest until I see him die." Rex and Thud appeared, seeing the male scramble to get away. They glanced from the male to Chomper, who changed into a fast runner. "So, what's your plan, Alpha?" "We find those who are loyal to the Immortan." "Then what?" Thud asked. "We'll have to find that out, won't we?" The three set to work, tracking down the Immortan followers and ending them if they didn't give over the location of Finn. Loyal to Immortan, none ever gave up the information, so Chomper had to up his game. A male was forced to his knees, being controlled by Chomper's hand, by his telekinesis powers. "Talk, and your suffering will end," Chomper said over the wailing of the male. All the while, Rex and Thud watched with wide eyes, shocked by how far Chomper pushed the limits of the body. Often, he'd break the bones or cause some internal damage to their prisoner before they died, without giving over the information. Crack! Eyes rolling back, the male's lifeless body collapsed and lay before them. Chomper lowered his hand, not interested in tormenting a corpse, letting out a frustrated huff. Glancing toward the pair, neither spoke a word. "We keep moving," Chomper instructed. Thud nor Rex ever questioned Chomper's tactics, following him regardless of his sometimes questionable actions. Perhaps they excused it, because during the night they heard Chomper talk in his sleep, crying, yelling, tormented by nightmares. "Claw!" Chomper shouted in the dead of night. "My son!" Both never said a thing as the bright circle rose, for Chomper acted as though he were well, saying, "I slept wonderfully. Let's keep going." "We're right behind you." By high noon, they stopped by a creek to drink the cool, clear water. Lapping, Chomper lifted his head as a cold sensation crept up his spine. "Hold! We're not alone." "They're here hiding." "Want us to flush them out?" Thud growled. "No, they'll come to us." Chomper lifted his arm, pulling it toward himself, drawing out 3 Immortan followers. They were frozen in place, helpless, were at Chomper's mercy. "Where is he?" "Ghost of Chomper, you don't scare us." "Where is your leader?" "What will you do to him?" "That's my concern, and none of yours. So where is he?" "We'll never tell you. He's our leader. He is a coward, for only cowards hide." Rex smirked, then was shocked when a large Sharptooth attacked him from behind. Thrown to the earth, Chomper had to choose. Let the 3 go to defend Rex or continue to question them. "Rex! Get the information, I can handle this!" Rex shouted, holding his own as best he could. Thud didn't hesitate, rushing to help Rex, leaping upon the large male's back. The Sharptooth spun about, able to reach and nab Thud between his great jaws. Chomper immediately released the three and rushed to grab the guy's jaw, ripping it apart to not only free Thud, but kill the male. Once Thud was let go, Chomper tossed the body to inspect his friend. "Thud! I'll see him again." Blood poured from the teeth marks left along Thud's body that trembled. "Screech and I will be reunited. I'm going to my love." "Thud, I'm sorry, Thud, hang on." In his grasp, Chomper saw Thud's eyes close, his body going limp. "No, not another life lost." "Boss, we can't stay here. What are your orders?" "We follow them." Chomper snarled and rose. "We end them." The trio was down to 2, Rex finding it got harder and harder to go on, not sure what caused him such distress. Chomper watched Rex with worry. Then, suddenly, Rex stopped and fell to his side, clutching at his stomach. It was then Chomper recalled one of the injuries Ruby mentioned, an internal one, that was unseen but was just as deadly. "Alpha!" Rex managed to get out over the gurgling of blood. "Rex, how can I help you?" "Alpha, stop him," was the last thing Rex said. Rex looked at Chomper with fear, dying in Chomper's arms. Now Chomper was alone, friendless, without any anchor to hold him down or back from unleashing his true strength onto those who fled him. "I won't back down," Chomper uttered. All who found themselves face to face with Chomper danced with death, being killed violently if none handed over useful information. Chomper making a statement to any follower of Immortan. Those who were loyal slowly changed their tune when seeing the gory remains of others like them. The followers trickled and dwindled, the many pledging themselves to Alpha Fang. Word spread of Chomper's spirit that murdered any it came across, punishing the living for the death of his son. And in some way, that didn't bother Chomper one bit. Far too many had already died, those who did not deserve to perish, all because of Immortan. Time had passed, and an older Chomper was alone, on a mission to find Finn. Across the mysterious beyond he went, ending every Immortan follower that was left, a very small amount. At one point, he did not ask for the location of their leader. No, he killed them on the spot, with a simple flick of his wrist or a tilt of his head. They were slain as easily as a bug underfoot. He was far from the Sharptooth who left the Great Valley. Became a version of himself he never knew he had, perhaps even worse than Tyrannosaurus Rex. Then, after a long, cold trek through the icy mountain pass, Chomper came upon the one he sought, Finn. Yet as Chomper drew closer, he saw Finn was thin, must have been half-starved in his attempt to hide. The male was wrinkled, was old, just like Chomper, maybe worse off, since Chomper ate well and took care of himself to stay strong so he could fight on, to get his revenge. So many lives, 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 so many lives. I don't think you seem to get it. I can't afford to die, 'cause I will get back to my home. And I will get back to my wife. For every comrade, every one of my friends, almost all of whom were slaughtered by your hands. So many lives, 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 so many lives. You idiot. Can't you see? You sealed your fate just to beat me. You released my storm when we crossed paths. Blocked your one-way home. Now you'll never get back. You're going to stand down for good. Oh, what? You won't kill me. Exactly. Whew. Wait. Go! Ugh. How's it feel to be helpless? How's it feel to know pain? I watched my son die in horror, crying as he was slain. I heard his final moments, calling his father in vain. Look what you turned me into. Look what we've become. Enough. All of the pain that I've been through. Haven't I suffered enough? Stop. You didn't stop when I begged you. Told me to close my heart. You said the world was dark. Monster. Didn't you say that ruthlessness was mercy upon us? All right. Please. After everything you've done, how will you sleep at night? Next to my wife. Using his powers to hurt Finn was something Chomper never thought he'd take pleasure in. But it sure filled him with joy, hearing the cries of agony from Finn, bending, throwing him around as easily as a leaf in the breeze. Power. For the first time, Chomper was grateful to bring such pain to the one who took his son, his friends, his family away. Now who is the one who is kneeling on broken knees while the other is standing? Blood dripped from one nostril, Finn chuckling, despite being beaten to a pulp. Why are you laughing? Did you get what you wanted? A droplet of blood trickled down Finn's muzzle. The revenge you longed for. Shut up! I don't want to hear your mouth. If you're going to kill me, make it quick. No, I won't give you that way out. I will make your death painful. I would do the same. A long, drawn-out death. Nothing is better than a big belly of revenge. I will forever hear your cries for mercy, dream of it for years to come. I will remember your face as I break you. Sure you will. I will enjoy the smell of your blood. It is a delight. But most of all, you will know the pain you brought to me when you took my friends, my family, my son's life. You will give them back! Chomper drew his fist and punched Finn, sending him tumbling along the earth. Give them back! I can't! Even if I could, I would never bring your son back to life. Another hit silenced Finn. I should kill you. Yes, I'll be dead, and you'll go on, never able to escape the nightmares, having to relive your child's death over and over again, forever haunted by the memory. Nothing I did could ever bring such joy, such suffering to you. And you want to know the truth? I never intended to take one of your children's lives. I hate you. When you're dead, I'll be happy. You moron! You will never get closure. You can never outrun the need for revenge. There will always be a hole in your heart, always, and killing me won't fill that void. No, but it will bring me some peace. At the end of the day, I won. I will have the satisfaction of knowing you will suffer a fate worse than death. You and I are one and the same. We're both willing to go far beyond to get what we want. We stopped at nothing till we got it. Face it, Chomper. We're both monsters. I'm a monster? Look at you. Your claws are tainted with blood. Not with defending, but with slaughtering. Congratulations. I think your grandfather would be proud of what you've become. You are no longer the wimp of a Sharptooth you once were. No more are you the friendly Sharptooth, but are now a monster, a soulless husk of your former self. And I didn't do that. You did that all on your own. Finn wiped the blood from his face, too weak to even fight back. So, what has revenge cost you? Everything. Chomper lowered his head. They stood in silence, Chomper standing as Finn kneeled before him, a broken, injured, helpless being, and Chomper, tall, strong, coming so far to get his revenge, to make Finn pay for the death of his family and friends. The legend spread far and wide of what transpired between hero and villain. There were those who said Chomper killed Finn quickly and wanted to move on in his older age, to return to Ruby without fear of Immortan plotting against him. Others said Chomper's kind heart rose above, and that he allowed Finn to live, to die old, alone, friendless, without a pack or a single being who'd miss him. Some favored the torture method, that Chomper slowly tore Finn's mortal body. Whispers told that Chomper's sky-being powers were so great he turned Finn into a mindless beast that was left to wander the earth in a state of fog. No one ever knew the truth of what happened between them, because Chomper stayed missing after he left the Great Valley. Over the years, several found out that he was alive and left to finish Finn off, to fulfill his duty as a retired alpha, blaming himself for the creation of Immortan. And the stories of his time away were a favorite among many, mostly because it was all speculation. "Is Chomper alive?" a child asked Junior, who was able to get his hands on some very interesting material. Some said Chomper was too ashamed of what he did. His violent actions could not carry the weight of the guilt and loss of his son, that he was too terrified to show his face. At the end of the day, he became what he feared most, a killer, a monster. But perhaps it takes a monster to kill a monster. Junior answered as best he could. But it would never be enough, for everyone always wondered what became of Chomper, the friendly Sharptooth.